x to the power of x to the power of 4 is equal to 64. To solve this problem, we will definitely be using the exponent laws. And the law relevant to this problem is the power rule. So the power rule basically says that if you have b to the power of m to the power of n, then you just multiply the exponents. So you end up with b to the power of mn. Now, another thing that I want to point out before I begin solving the question is that if you have b to the power of m to the power of n, then that is equivalent to b to the power of n to the power of m. Basically, you can just swap the positions of the exponents. Now, why is that? Well, if I use the power rule, on the left side I'll have b to the power of mn, and on the right side I'll have b to the power of nm. And they're equivalent because multiplication is commutative. M times n is the same thing as n times m. And this is very useful for this question. In fact, our first step is to exactly swap the exponents. So we'll have x to the power of 4 to the power of x is equal to, now I'll write 64 as 8 to the power of 2. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to raise both sides of the equation to the power of 4. Introducing yet another exponent. So we have x to the power of 4, I'll put brackets around it, to the power of x to the power of 4. And I'll do the same thing on the right side. So we have 8 to the power of 2 to the power of 4. Now, why did I do that? This will become apparent very soon. So again, if I use the power rule, and I'll only use the power rule on the right side, not on the left side. I'll leave the left side as is, and you will see why very soon. So on the right side, we'll end up with 8 to the power of 8. Now, what we see here is that we have something, which is x to the power of 4, raised to the power of that same thing, x to the power of 4. And that is equal to 8 to the power of 8. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that x to the power of 4 must equal to 8. And now all we have to do is do some algebra, take the fourth root of both sides. So if I do that, then I'll end up with plus minus, because whenever you take the root of an even index, you get two different answers. So x is equal to plus minus root. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you need any sort of tutoring help online or in person, you can shoot me a message. I have a tutoring center in Mississauga, so you can always come by for some extra help. In addition, I am offering free introductory 3D printing class every Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you are interested, then shoot me a message. 3D printing is a lot of fun, and if you just want to get to know what it's about, then this is a perfect start.